What's up, Hearties and Hardos? Back at it, episode 27. Wow, Spinny. I'm sure you've been keeping up with the views going up on our latest episode. It blew me out of the water, honestly. We're up to what? Almost 3,500 views on our
Yeah,
fantasy mock draft.
3,500 views on the fantasy mock.
What was
Absolutely
your
want to
expectations with that?
like 100. I
Yeah,
mean, like I didn't think we were going to get 10 times more views than we've ever got on any video. That's for sure.
yeah,
So that was
3,500 views. I
absolutely
mean,
crazy.
we went from 1,000 to 2,000 in like 12 hours.
Yeah, but there was some
Same
crazy
with
viewership going on. Huge shout out to our fans. Thank you so much. And if you would please like and subscribe while you're watching, that'd be wonderful as well.
Yeah, we noticed that we got some new Hardies and Hardos to subscribe from our last video. I do want to shout out William Posel. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your last name wrong. Shout out to you. You were our 50th subscriber. That's a huge benchmark for Spinny and I. And yeah, this was great. We were really excited for that episode, but yeah, it definitely blew our expectations way out of the water for sure.
Yep, and huge shout out as well to everyone that did the episode with us. It wouldn't have been what it was nearly without them. They're the ones that made it funny and everything else. So huge shout out to the boys on that one.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we're just going to dive right into it. We got a lot to talk about today. This is our final NFL preview. We're going to give you guys some actual, yeah, look at that work. Extremely tedious work. I mean, look at that. That's the whole 256 game schedule there. Spinny and I went through it game by game to figure out winners and records. So it worked out mathematically. It was very tedious process to say the least, but
It
here
was
we are.
it was fun though. I kind of liked it. A little
Yeah,
tedious for me, but definitely makes you think more about your predictions and what they should be. And it's nice for a Vegas odds comparison if you're for our gambling folks. It really gives you those season long bets, which can be fun.
agree. Well, we're going to start with the AFC. Start with the AFC North here. The glaring issue here with me I have with yours is the Bengals here. So my standings for the audio listeners here, I got Bengals winning the AFC North going 13-4, winning the tiebreaker over the Ravens, who also finished 13-4, and I have the Browns and Steelers both finishing 5-12.
Yeah, obviously I feel the same way about the Ravens, but I have the Bengals a little lower. I think last year was a little bit of an aberration with them, and I think even though they shored up their offensive line and their offense is going to be dynamic, they could have some defensive issues and ended up having to be in a lot of shootouts. Plus, they were very fortunate on the injury bug last season, and that usually doesn't happen 2 seasons in a row. Steelers, I just don't think that Tomlin is going to go from never having a losing season to 5-12. I just don't. I just don't see it happening. Big Ben was like the 22nd best quarterback last year, and they still had a winning record. So I think they're going to at least get close. And the Browns, obviously, Jacoby Brissett or whoever else for 11 games is not going to do them well in this tough division.
Yeah, I completely agree with the Browns take there. I honestly, most of my 5 wins came with Watson. I think I had 3 of my 5 wins come in with Watson. So yeah, first 11 weeks I had them go 2-9. So not looking good for the Browns without Watson. That's for damn sure. The Steelers, though, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I can't trust Trubisky at all, and I also don't really trust Kenny Pickett in year one.
You mean
But they definitely,
playoff taking Pro Bowl making Mitch Trubisky with a better coach and a better
oh,
defense and better receivers?
I guess we'll find out, but I can't see it. I really can't see it. But you're not wrong. They do definitely have the players to put together a semi good season. So they will compete in games 5-12. That doesn't necessarily speak for how well I think they're gonna play. 5-12 is obviously a bad record, but they'll compete in most games. That's for sure.
All right, on to the next.
I think it's a huge bounce back season for Lamar this year. I'm having a lot of faith in Lamar. AFC South. I got Titans going 11-6, Colts 10-7, Jaguars 4-13, Texans 3-14. So the Jaguars and Texans, I mean, that's pretty obvious. These are teams that still have a lot of holes everywhere. They need. They're still a couple years out. So I do expect a step forward from Trevor Lawrence this year. So I expect a lot better play from him and their offense as a whole. And I think in the 2023 season, they're looking at least 7 wins. So I think they're taking a good step forward this year.
Yeah, I like this division. I just it's a hard schedule. Indy has KC, at Denver, at Tennessee, at New England, at Vegas, and at Dallas, and at the Vikings. Those are the eight losses that I have. So not a cupcake schedule there for them. And again, Tennessee at Buffalo, Vegas at home, at Indy, at KC, at Green Bay, at Philly, at the Chargers. I also have them losing at Jacksonville, but just I think a tough schedule is all around for everyone in this division. That's why I have it more of a low end winner here in this division, and I think the Jaguars will be better. They did overpay for their receiving core, but they also made it better. Doug Peterson has shown to be at least for one season showed he could be a good coach. He won a Super Bowl with Foles and Wentz combo. So credit to him, and I think the professionalism as well as ETN coming back and just the all around weaponhood on the offense is going to make for some more wins here for the Jags this year.
Yeah, absolutely agree there. Yeah, the Titans, I think they're just going to lean on Henry a lot this year. I think he's going to be back to full strength. He is just an absolute stud, and they still got enough weapons. They added Robert Woods. They drafted Treylon Burks. So they still got enough receiving weapons to me. They have a really good defense as well. So, yes, they do have a tough schedule, but I like the Titans this year to win at least 10 games. I'm surprised that you didn't have at least one of these two teams winning 10 games. That really shocked me to see.
I just don't have faith in them against the rest of the AFC and the toughness that comes there. And I don't think Tannehill is going to have production with a rookie and a guy who just came off a major leg injury, even if they are talented. I don't think Tannehill's good enough to make them better.
Okay, that's a fair point. In regards to the Colts, I'm not too confident that Matt Ryan will make them much better. 10-7, that's going to be close to playoff berth, but I don't think it'll be quite good enough in this loaded AFC. The AFC is just absolutely loaded this year. On to the AFC South, or AFC East, I mean. Another division that's, in my eyes, pretty much locked up. I'm obviously pretty high on the Bills this year. I had them going 15-2 after going game by game. Dolphins 9-8, Patriots 6-10, Jets 4-13. Yeah, I'm super high on the Bills this year. I think Josh Allen will have an MVP type campaign, and their offense is just super explosive. They have weapons everywhere. They have some, serviceable running backs that paired with Allen's running ability gets the job done. And their defense added some more weapons, aka Von Miller. So I'm really high on the Bills this year, and I think they're a serious Super Bowl contender and definitely going to easily win this division. That's for sure.
Agreed. I think they're a serious Super Bowl contender as well. I have the Dolphins. The Dolphins' schedule is really nice. At the Jets, Pittsburgh at home, at Detroit, at Chicago, Cleveland at home without Deshaun, Houston, and then the Jets again at home. So very winnable games. I have them winning at Cincy and Green Bay at home. Other than that, every other win is really not a stretch for them. So I think you're looking at least a bare minimum 9 wins here for Miami if Mike McDaniel and the offensive creation is as good as it thinks. And the Patriots, I'm curious as to only 6 wins for the Patriots coming off a playoff berth last year.
Yeah, I will admit that seems a little low to me as well, but that just happens to be what I got after I went game by game. They did lose some defensive key players on defensive end. Their defense got worse, which that's obviously been their bread and butter for the last how many years. And there's just no skill players on offense. I don't like their best receiver is Devontae Parker, and that man can't stay on the field for half the season. So, and again, I'm going to be saying this a lot for the AFC. The AFC is just so dang loaded, like 6-10, but 6 or 7 of their 10 losses could be from less than 10 points. Like there's gonna be some grind out games in this AFC. That's for damn sure. So that's why I was just a little lower on the Patriots this year.
All right, I feel it.
Dolphins, yeah, I get what you're saying there. I'm just a little lower on them because I'm just not sure how far Tua will be able to bring them. But I agree with your statement that they should win at least 9 games because they got a good start for their schedule. So they're looking pretty good in that regard. Now AFC West. This is easily the toughest one. This is probably the most stacked division I can think of in recent memory. We got all 4 teams competing for playoffs here. I got the Chargers going 12-5, winning the division with a tiebreaker over the Chiefs, also 12-5, and I got the Broncos and Raiders filling out the rest of the AFC West here at 11-6 for both of them, with the Broncos getting the tiebreaker. Looks like Spinny's maybe having some issues here, so I'll just keep going with my thoughts. I'm just going to give Mahomes the edge. So there's plenty of teams here that are good. So I definitely got to give Mahomes the credit, and so that's why they're still 12-5 and still going to make the playoffs for me. He's just too damn good. Sure, they lost Tyreek Hill, but they lost Tyrann Mathieu. They lost some guys, but Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the league, and he'll be able to bring them to the playoffs once again. That's for sure. The Chargers, Herbert, he's the second best quarterback in this division. They improved their defense, and they're looking pretty good. I think this is finally the year that they make the playoffs and they don't choke and only go 10-7 or 9-8. So pretty high in the Chargers this year as well. They got a great offense, added Khalil Mack to the defense, and along with other guys as well. So I'm really high on the Chargers. Raiders, they're my first team out of the playoffs, so I like them this year. They added Devontae Adams. They should be pretty good, but they're going to be the first team out of the playoffs. I think Russell Wilson, he's just got too talented of a roster there in Denver to miss playoffs. So those are kind of my thoughts on the AFC West. Spinny, what do you think?
I like that. I like a lot of things you said. Sorry, we're doing a little dog sitting here, and Danny decided to go sneak around, so I had to go make sure he was not eating stuff. I think if possible, the Chiefs are underrated. I think they have a top 2 offensive line in the entire NFL, and I don't care who the receivers are. You give Mahomes 5 seconds, 4 seconds, you're giving them. This is the best offensive line he's ever had. It's going to be some scary, scary stuff. I think he can make a lot out of nothing if you give him time. Because with Hardman, with Juju, with Scanling, with Kelsey, with Clyde out of the backfield, those guys are getting open with time, even if a little bit, and Mahomes is hitting those very small windows. I think the Chiefs are going to surprise a lot of people. Chargers, Broncos, I had the Chargers with the tiebreaker there, given head-to-head, then division wins and conference wins. But I think both of these teams are going to be good. I trust the Broncos offense a little bit more, given I think Javonte Williams is going to be a workhorse back, and I like Russell in the offense that Hackett runs. But I think the Chargers defense is better, especially with the Randy Gregory not being healthy necessarily situation and the loss of Von Miller. I think the Broncos could be a little hurting, especially in the beginning of the year on defense. Raiders could be a lot better than this. I like their offense. Defense still a little sketchy, but it's just this is the best division in football. So this could go a lot of ways. I just trust Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid more than any other head coach quarterback combo in this division.
I do have to roast you a little bit. You got the Raiders 9-8 with all this support you have for Derek Carr. You're telling me he gets the best receiver in the league, and he's still not going to make the playoffs or do anything?
Here's the thing: he is the 10th to 12th best quarterback in the league, but it's tough when you have to play Mahomes, Wilson, and Herbert. You got to play 3 top 8 quarterbacks twice a year. Absolutely rockets of a division. The Raiders would probably win most of the other divisions in the NFL, at least the South and East. Not East. The South they would win, and the East and North I think they'd be second best teams in those divisions. So So I think that they just get some unluckiness because of the division they're in, and it's really tough look.
Yeah, those are fair points. I mean, you're definitely right there. No doubt about it. So that was the AFC record predictions there. Based off my predictions and going game by game, I got the Bills 1, Bengals 2, Chargers 3, Titans 4, Ravens 5, Chiefs 6, and Broncos 7 rounding out the playoffs. That means in the hunt, I got Raiders, Colts, and Dolphins competing for a playoff spot.
And for me, we go KC, Buffalo, Baltimore, Indianapolis, LA Chargers, Dolphins, Broncos. All those last teams 11-6, and then Raiders, Bengals, Titans 9-8, 9-8, 8-9, respectively. That is my regular season order for the AFC.
Can't wait to see how this shakes out this year. I'm excited to watch AFC.
The AFC is nuts.
It is absolutely nuts. Now we're jumping to the NFC. Same format here. We're going to start the South. We're saving the North for last, given the Vikings are in it, obviously. Pretty similar standings here when you look at it. We both have the Bucs going 13-4. This is pretty obvious. They should run away with this division here. They're by far the best team in the division, and they're the 1 seed for both of us, going 13-4. So that shouldn't come as too much of a surprise to most of you listeners. We know who the Bucs are, and we know what they're going to do, especially with Tom Brady as their quarterback. Saints, I got them going 8-9. It's a talented roster. I question Jameis, and I'm not sure how far he's going to be able to lead them. And we all know Mike Thomas has injury concerns as well. So if he drops out, they still have Olave, Jarvis, Landry as well, but they need Mike Thomas to stay healthy. And if he can put together a whole healthy season, they'll be on the verge of the playoffs. They're definitely in the hunt. Panthers 7-10. They're looking at improvements with Baker. He's obviously better than Darnold, but I'm not sure how much he can improve them. And they're obviously still looking at weaknesses on the defensive end as well. So they're still they're a fringe team, I would say, for the playoffs, but it's not looking like they'll be able to make the playoffs this year. Falcons, I actually had the worst team, 2-15. So that kind of surprised me, but we know Mariota, and I don't really have faith in Desmond Ridder either. So that's kind of a tough look for them at the QB situation.
Yeah, I don't have faith in Ridder yet, and Mariota's proven to not be able to win games. For me personally, I don't like where I have the Panthers here. I think they might do better than this, but their schedule is a little tough, and I don't trust them necessarily to win on the road. But I think they could be a fringe 8-9, 9-8 playoff team if everything goes right and if McCaffrey stays healthy, because Baker is really, really good out of the play action. And if you can set that up with Christian McCaffrey, they could be better than people think. Saints, I just don't trust the coaching change. I think people are underselling how important Sean Payton was. And Dennis Allen has winning percentage under 300 in his career in his 3 seasons as a head coach. So I don't know if it's going to be as pretty as people think it is, even though the roster is talented.
That's a good point. I forgot about the coaching change. That's a huge point. Sean Payton was a very good coach. Even though I hate to say that, because screw Sean Payton.
Yeah, rat, but good coach.
To the East, NFC East, I got the Eagles 11-6. The Boys 10-7. Commanders 4-13. Giants 3-14. I guess the only thing I got to say about the 2 bottom feeders here, this will finally be Daniel Jones' last season. I don't have to watch this bum be the starting quarterback for the Giants anymore. You're a New York fan. You just got to absolutely hate your life. Like, you're in freaking New York, and the best you can do is Daniel Jones at QB.
And Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and Zach Wilson.
Those are your 2 choices, the 2 worst teams in the league over the last 10 years. Well, yeah, 5 to 10. Again, there's a lot of bad teams in the NFC. The high end is good and even, really even, I would say, but the low end is bad. So I think you're seeing a lot of these good records in the NFC because we see the bottom 2 in a lot of the divisions being super, super bad, other than the West, which has 3 decent teams. But other than that, a lot of bad teams at the beginning. I have faith in the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has gotten better every year, got better every year in college, He became a different quarterback at Oklahoma than he was at Alabama as far as like leading an offense and going nuts and just throwing it. And then he got better from his rookie year to his second year, and I envision him getting better again, especially because it looks like Nick Sirianni can coach. I was skeptical. His press conference, especially his opening one, is like, oh my gosh, this guy seems like he knows nothing, but he must be doing something well. And Jalen Hurts he's a smart quarterback. He gets first downs. He really, I hate this term, but he does manage the game, and he uses his legs to make up for his arm talents. And I think his arm talents could maybe start coming up and meeting it where he could become something dangerous. Well, maybe a little too much faith in the Eagles, but I think they could win this division.
Yeah, the addition of AJ Brown was huge for them. They got a true one there, and they got, I think, Devontae. He's more of a two. Profiles more as the two to me. So they got two legit weapons. They got plenty of running back options. Jalen Hurts, obviously dynamic himself. He can run. I mean, he had 10 rushing touchdowns last year. So I agree with you. The Eagles, their offense is looking really good this year, and I would be shocked if they didn't win the division, to be honest. I think they're the favorite over the Cowboys. What do you think about – so boys here. What do you think about losing Amari Cooper? Is that going to hurt him? Can CeeDee Lamb step up as one? What do you think about that?
Well, what do you think about that? We had this conversation off air a while ago. I have not personally been proven that CeeDee Lamb can be that Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. I know now, you're comparing him, blah, 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 but can CeeDee Lamb be a top 10 receiver in this league? I don't know. He showed me maybe he can, but that was with Cooper, who was Dak's favorite target. So we'll see what happens now that, especially with Gallup out at the beginning of the year, Lamb's getting all the coverage. So we'll see what he can make do, and we'll see if he becomes Dak's reliable target like Cooper was for him.
I mean, yeah, this is the year to prove it for sure. He's got no Cooper now, so kind of honestly,
and not that he
no
has to
excuses.
prove it. He's not. It's not
Right.
like he's Jalen Reagor, but I don't know if I see dominant top tier receiver. That's all I'm saying.
And that's fair considering all of the media hype and attention CeeDee Lamb gets. I think he's definitely underperformed thus far as compared to expectations for him. So this is
or
the year
as
for him to
compared
step
to his
up.
media profile.
Right, exactly. So this is the year for him to step up and show that he can be the one. Otherwise, like you said, with all that added defensive coverage, if he can't step up and prove that this year, the boys will be hurting. And I don't know, they might have to look elsewhere. Because he's obviously a two. He's definitely talented enough to be a two. But for the boys to truly compete, they need CeeDee to be a one. No doubt about it.
And I think he's a one on the bottom 15 teams in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
But can he be a one on the top 15 teams in the NFL? Can he be a one on a playoff team on a productive offense? That's what don't know yet.
Right. Last thing I want to ask you about the NFC East here. No more faith in Carson Wentz. 5 wins is all you're getting them?
I don't know about the Commanders. I think they could do better than this, but I don't know. Lots of stuff going on with Robinson getting shot and the weirdness with Gibson and Wentz not necessarily being a leader is what we've heard. So I just don't know on my faith in the Cowboys right now. In the Commanders right now.
Yeah, I agree. That's why we have similar records here, but I think they'll at least compete. This is another team that I foresee, getting a bad record, but at least competing in a lot of the games. So that's kind of my thought process on the Commanders here. We'll jump to the NFC West now. Another pretty solid division. You got 3 teams that are definitely battling for playoffs. Seahawks are obviously completely out of it here. Looks like I didn't switch Spinny's name there. That's obviously Seahawks, not Steelers. But I had Cardinals 13-4, which I do well admit I think is a little high. Rams 12-5, 49ers 9-8, and Seahawks 3-14. I'll just start with the Cardinals. I think this is finally the year they put it together and give me a full season. They always fall off in the second half of the season. We know this, but I think this is the year that they finally get it done. They added Hollywood Brown. They'll get D-Hop back after 6 games. They got A.J. Green, Rondale Moore, Zach Ertz, James Conner running the ball. They have plenty of options. So I'll be extremely disappointed in them if they don't make the playoffs this year because they have way too much talent.
I think we kind of agree on the rest and how it goes. You're higher on the Cards. I'm higher on the Niners. I want to know the 4 games you had the Cardinals losing. Do you have your sheet? Do you have that ability to tell me right now?
No, I don't, honestly.
Okay. Because I have them losing to KC, the Rams, at the Vikes, at the Rams, at Denver, at San Francisco. And I have a hard time believing.
I
And
had them
that's
beating us. I had them beating the Vikings. I know that.
That's also giving them wins with Tampa at home, the Chargers at home, and Philly at home, plus at the Vegas Raiders. That's me giving them all those wins. So I don't know. I think they're too high on the Cards. I really don't trust Kingsbury as a coach. And that's why I went more Niners. I trust Shanahan. I trust their unbelievable defense. And I trust how he's going to put Trey Lance in positions to succeed consistently.
Yeah, that's fair. Where are my 49ers? The 49ers are the team that just missed the playoffs for me, just kind of like the Raiders in the AFC. It's a team that can definitely make the playoffs and definitely can exceed my expectations here of only 9-8. But yeah, I'm obviously higher on the Cardinals, and that's why I got the 49ers losing some more games. 13-4, though. That seems a little high for the Niners for me.
One of the top 3 to 5 most talented rosters in the NFL. And I have faith in Kyle Shanahan in making any quarterback good. And he's made good quarterbacks great. He's made average quarterbacks really, really good. And I just don't see how he's not going to do it with the athleticism and special abilities that Lance has, even if he's raw on the accuracy end.
That's true. Lance is definitely special. So I could see it. I'm a year out for them. That's kind of my view. I think a year under the belt with Lance will definitely help them, and they'll get back to true Super Bowl contenders next year. It's kind of what I'm thinking. You have any more thoughts about the NFC West?
No, sir.
Rams having a solid season for both of us following the Super Bowl win. So, as expected. NFC North. Here we go. The Vikings. We both have them winning and going 12-5. Both have the Packers going 11-6. Both have the Bears going 3-14. Lions, where we switch it up a little bit. I go 8-9, and you go 5-12. That's fair. I just think the Lions, they got screwed over in a lot of games last year. Justin Tucker hit a ridiculous field goal. We should have lost to them that one game. Well, we shouldn't have lost to them. Then we should have lost to them. Then we won. So I just think the Lions won't have to deal with that as much drama anymore. I'm hoping for a healthy DeAndre Swift, because they definitely aren't winning 8 games without DeAndre Swift. But they have enough weapons on the offensive end to win 8 games. And I think we saw it last year. They competed in basically every single game that they played, for the most part. There weren't really many blowouts for the Lions. So I think Goff, he's a average enough quarterback to get them close to 500.
Yeah, I think Goff's going to maybe take a little step back this year. I love Campbell. I love their picks. I just don't trust Jared Goff. I think that's really what it comes down to here for the Lions. I hope they win more games. I actually kind of am rooting for them a little bit because I like Dan Campbell and I like a lot of the players they have there, but it's Jared Goff at the end of the day.
That's true. That's fair enough. You're thinking KOC, that's enough to push us over the edge and get the job done? That's kind of my thought process there.
Yeah, I think his look at offense and how he goes about getting Jefferson open, how he goes about getting Cook even more good looks because of the increased passing and him not having the box stacked all the time really helps. If you look in Cooper Kupp's career, 2017, WR3, 2018, Hurt, 2019, he was a low-end WR1 and half-point PPR. 2020, played 15 games. He was WR3. And then in 2021, he obviously won the Triple Crown and was absolutely insane. So I think a guy that was really never a high-end one, maybe had one season as a one, not even in terms of fantasy production, but as in terms of play, Cooper Kupp was never seen as that guy. And now he is after that 1 year in KOC's offense. And I think we're looking at a guy in Jefferson that was a top 5 receiver in Zimmer's offense and now is going to get an unbelievable amount of open looks for him. And I think Kirk's going to thrive in this offense and just thrive in being believed in. So I have huge faith in the Vikings offense this year, and not as much in the Packers. Their offensive line still a little sketchy. The Vikings got a good pass rush that can get after that, and Rodgers doesn't trust the receivers, and that sketches me out as well with them. So I really like the big change from the Vikings this year.
Go ahead, fans, and just rewind the last minute, because everything Spinny said is everything on my mind coming into this season. No Adams, so Packers offense taking a little hit, but you still got Rodgers, still got a solid defense. They're definitely making the playoffs. But the KOC addition for us, that's just going to do wonders for our offense. So just reiterating statements from Spinny there. Well, Spinny, you want to try to get redemption off of that brutal 1-0 win I had? That was such a pathetic showing by both of us.
Your beep today, so you better be ready.
Well, I did give you all NFL questions, so I'd be a little.
You got all NFL questions from me as well.
Okay, let's get it then. I like it.
I got this Minneapolis picture in the background today, so that's gonna be my good luck.
Oh, I'm sorry, for audio listeners. I do want to mention my seedings here, since you guys don't see the screen. Bucks 1, Cards 2, Vikings 3, Eagles 4, Rams 5, Packers 6, Cowboys 7, which leaves the 49ers as in the hunt. I only see it as an 8-team race for the 7 spots this year.
Yes, I agree. I have Bucks 13-4, Niners 13-4, Eagles 3, 12-5 with the Vikes 4, 12-5. Then 5, 6, 7, and 8. I all have it 11-6. Just went again based on conference winning, tiebreaker as well as head-to-head. Rams, then Cowboys, then Packers as the 5, 6, 7 last teams in the playoffs, and then Arizona, best team not to make the playoffs, still 11-6. But in how the NFC is more that top-heavy averageness and then bottom-heavy crappiness, I think Arizona just gets left out, even though they got that 11-6 record going on.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love how you put that. You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. All right. I won. I want you. I'm going to ask you first then.
Okay, pass me up.
Easy question. Who won the very first NFL game last year? First NFL game of the season, who won it?
Last season?
Yeah. The first NFL game is because if you think about it, it's easy. The first game's on a Thursday.
Wasn't it Bucks Cowboys? I'm gonna go Bucks.
Correct. Defending champ always plays in the first game of the year. They won the year before. They played Cowboys, destroyed them. It was like 31 to 9 or something.
All right.
Boon points.
What team had the first and only undefeated season, and how many wins did they have, including playoffs?
I have to get both?
Yep.
Dolphins 17-0?
Correct.
What was it? The 70? It's in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
72?
Yeah.
72?
72.
Okay. All right, your medium question here. In the last 10 seasons, or 10 years, so since the 2012 season, there have been 4 running backs to win Offensive Player of the Year. Adrian Peterson, Todd Gurley, Derrick Henry. Who is the other one?
Is it going to be random? Is it just a random?
4 RBs in the last 10 years. Adrian Peterson, Todd Gurley, Derrick Henry.
Who else really had that show outy? Maybe Henry. I'm drawing a blank right now. Huge blank. Man, I literally cannot, like, I'm going team by team in my head, and I
It's tough.
cannot think of a single player.
It's tough. I forgot this man did this until I saw it.
Let's go Alvin Kamara.
Incorrect. The answer, I'll give you a hint. He played for the Cowboys.
Oh, Zeke.
No, it wasn't Zeke. DeMarco Murray.
Oh,
won Offensive
yeah.
Player of the Year after he led the NFL in touchdowns and rushing yards.
That's right. I forgot about that.
2014.
2014, yeah.
Yep.
Shoot,
I would not have gotten that right if you asked me. No way I would.
That was a good question. All right, my medium. What year was the first Super Bowl?
The first Super Bowl was in 1964 final.
1967 was the first Super Bowl.
I knew it was in the 60s. Could not remember when. Dang it.
67.
Well, we're entering. I don't have a tiebreaker today, by the way.
Well, we're doing a cold call, then, it looks like.
Cold call, just randomly call somebody?
Yep, cold call tiebreak.
Okay. Your hard question. In the last 10 years, who is third in rushing touchdowns? Todd Gurley is first. Derrick Henry is second, to eliminate some possible answers for you.
Rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns, Todd Gurley is 1, Derrick Henry's 2, the last 10 years.
Is this an active player?
Yes, I believe. No.
No/yes.
No, he is. I mean, he is active.
Frank Gore? I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Older, good running backs right now. Rushing touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns, correct.
Melvin Gordon, final answer.
Incorrect. You're probably going to get mad when I tell you the answer.
Is it Adrian Peterson?
No, it's not.
Okay, was it the one that I said?
Third in rushing touchdowns in the last 10 years is Cam Newton. He is third. No lie. Cam Newton. That's why I put it as my hard question, because I knew you were not going to think of a quarterback.
Cam Newton
is literally third in rushing touchdowns. Dead ass. 61 rushing touchdowns.
We're going to end in a tie because...
Yeah, we are.
Because I don't think you're going to get this. What was the original name for the New York Jets?
Original name for the New York Jets? Oof. You're right. I'm not going to get this. I didn't even know they had another name. Oh, man. They were Can I get this hint? They were New York still, like they were New York something.
Yes, they were.
Okay. Oh man, I actually remember because who's the legendary guy? I'm drawing a blank on his name, quarterback for
Joe
them.
Namath?
They switched it when he got there, didn't they?
I don't
Or like
know.
right before he got there. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I've read something like that one time.
You could be right.
Oh man, I actually don't even know if I'm gonna have an answer for you. I can't even like New York. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I got nothing,
I'll
dude.
give you a hint. It is the current name of a different NFL team currently.
Okay, let's go. Jets, New York Jets. Let's go Eagles. Final answer.
It was the New York Titans. New York
New York
Titans.
Titans. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right. So we got a tie. I'm going to cold call one of my buddies who was actually on a cross country bike trip. So
Really?
this will be interesting. Get him. He's biking from Chicago out to LA and then back across in the southern half of the US. So crazy. We're going to give Tommy a call here, see if he'll answer.
That's quite the trip. He's not going to be able to think of a trivia question on the spot.
He might. You never know. I have faith in him. If he answers, though, geez.
Hi, this is Tom Harless.
Oh, no, we got the voicemail.
He's too busy biking right now.
Yeah, he's probably biking his butt off. All right, second call here. Another man I know will not like to be put on the spot. So we love cold calls on hard-headed cold calls. What's going on? Is this George?
No, who's this?
Oh, it's not George? Oh. Oh, well, just to let you know, you're live on Hard Headed right now. We're cold calling you on the air.
What's up,
How
George?
are you today?
Oh shit, what's going on?
We got a what's up from Fetty. How are you as well?
What up?
All right, so here's the thing. We tied in trivia. So I need a random trivia question from you
Oh, dude, I'm honored. Let's go.
about anything.
Anything sports
Well,
related.
that's all for me.
That's it. Okay. How, Spinny, before he asks,
I'll get you guys something good real quick. Hold on.
Ask away, Jack. Jack's got parameters for you here.
how are we decide? Is it like, are we gonna say a word to
Wait,
buzz
what?
it, or like how are we deciding?
Yeah.
First yell out the answer. How are we doing
I'm
that?
about to change my audio settings here so that George can hear both of us. Can you talk now for me, Fetty?
What's up, George?
What's up?
Perfect.
You guys need a tie-breaking question?
Yes, we do. I need to beat Spinny.
Anything, right? All right.
So George will ask. One of us will say buzz. Whoever says buzz first gets the answer. If they get it wrong, the other person gets a guess.
Okay, so they don't lose if they get it wrong.
Nope.
All right. All right. My question is, who averaged the fifth most points in the NBA last season in the regular season? The fifth most.
You said 5, right?
Yep, number 5 on that list.
Buzz.
All right.
All right. We got an answer here?
DeMar DeRozan.
That is correct.
No! No!
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh.
You just counted them off
Yeah, I did. I counted them off. Who was it? It was Embiid, Giannis,
LeBron.
LeBron, Curry.
No, it actually goes Embiid, Giannis, Luka, Trae Young, and then DeMar.
Oh yeah, because LeBron technically didn't play enough games. That's right.
Yeah, I don't see him on this list. That must be it.
All right. We thank you, George, even though you made me lose.
You're the best, George.
We love you.
Yep, see you guys.
No!
Oh,
no! No!
I said screw it. I was like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
How many points do you think you should get for that? How many points is the tiebreaker? One?
I
Two?
figured just one. I mean, you only need one more point to win, right?
Okay, one for the tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, I suppose it would have affected overall standings. Let's just do one.
So a 2-1 win?
2-1 win, yep.
Good question by George.
That was a good question. That was good. He was put on the spot, and he did a great job. So shout out George.
Literally.
2-1 win. That's 2 wins in a row for me. Inching back slowly, 1 point at a time in the standings. What? I think I'm down 5 now. Standings came up earlier. Just a sigh. Damn. Is this back? Are we going back to the way beginning when I used to run this shit in trivia and you suck?
No, we're not.
No?
We're definitely not. Oh no, that was just. I felt a little bad for you. Thought I'd give you a nice little couple week chance to make it close at least.
Who did you think it was? Who was going to be your first guess?
Luka. Yeah.
There was a lot of guys to choose from.
Luka and Trae Young were the two names in my head, but as soon as you said DeMar, I was like, "That's right."
Oh, because I knew he was probably top 3 even for a while there, but I knew he fell off towards the end of the season. All right, y'all, Hardies and Hardos, we're gonna wrap up this episode, giving you our playoff predictions as well as our major award predictions. I'll just start here since my playoff bracket is up. I'll start with the AFC. I got some upsets happening in the first round. I got Broncos upsetting the Bengals on the road. I think Russell Wilson, his playoff experience, will be able to get the job done there. So they will line up to play the Bills in the divisional round. I got the Ravens taking down the Titans in the 5-4 matchup on the road as well. I think Lamar we trust. That's all I got to say about that matchup. And wow, I got the Chargers upsetting the Chiefs. They are the 3 seed for me, so technically not an upset, but obviously this would be a huge upset if Mahomes were to lose in the first round. This game would just be a straight shootout. I'm giving the slight edge to the Chargers because their defense is better than the Chiefs with their addition, especially Khalil Mack. I'm giving them a slight edge. Spinny, you can interrupt. What do you got to say? You're shaking your head.
I cannot wait for this to be on your fattest of fat elf list. The Chiefs losing in the first round? Oh no!
Let's do it.
No! I might as well call Freezing Cold Takes right now. Might as well have him on live. Hey, Freezing Cold, what's up, y'all? We got Fetty here. You about to be on this real freaking quick? That's what I would say.
All right, we'll see. Hey, I love the Chiefs, man. I'm not rooting against them. I'm just thinking a straight shootout on the road. I'm taking the home team in that advantage, especially with the improved defense the Chargers have. Divisional round AFC, I got Bills playing the Broncos at home. Bills take care of the business there. Chargers, there's some static coming in on your end, Spinny.
Static on my end?
Now, kind of went away. Chargers playing at home against the Ravens. Chargers be able to get that done as well. Ravens, I don't think will be able to keep up with the Chargers offense in this matchup. And then in the AFC Championship, I got the Chargers playing at the Bills, which explosive offense against explosive offense. I'm giving the edge to Josh Allen because I believe he is better than Justin Herbert. And we saw what Josh Allen can do in the playoffs last year. So I'm really high on the Bills this year. I think the Bills will be the AFC champs. You want to do the AFC then, Spinny?
No, you go.
Okay, NFC, Bucks, 1 seed, they get the bye. Eagles playing at home against the Rams, 4-5 matchup. Got the Rams, Super Bowl champs, more playoff experience. I'm giving them the slight edge there. Get the job done. Vikings versus Packers, that would be lit 3-6 matchup here. That'd be lit if that happened. I'm banking on another Aaron Rodgers choke job in the playoffs. We're going to get the job done. I know that might be bold to some people, but we're doing it. Have faith in the Vikings this year. Cardinals, Cowboys, that's my 2-7 matchup. I'm taking the Cardinals at home. I don't think Dak will be good enough to win a playoff game on the road, at least, against that good of a team. Second round, I got Bucks at home against the Rams. Tom Brady revenge game here. Tom Brady's not going to lose to them again like he did last year. They will get the job done. And Vikings, I'm taking them over the Cardinals. Again, this might sound ridiculous, but I think we're running the NFC Championship this year. And where we will lose, unfortunately, probably pretty good to Tom Brady and the Bucks. They'll take us down. Tom Brady will make it to yet another Super Bowl. I hate my life saying it, where they would play the Bills. But the Bills will win it all. That's my prediction for my Super Bowl champion this year. So really high on the Bills, and I hope they're able to get it done so I don't go on freezing cold takes like Spinny was saying I would.
So if this does happen, how are you going to feel about Brady beating the Vikings?
I'm going to be pissed off.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
If we make it to an NFC Championship game and lose the frickin' Tom Brady, I'm going to lose my shit. That's for damn sure.
Oh, I can't wait.
And then Tom Brady's finally done. He's going to lose in the Super Bowl and retire, and I don't have to worry about him ever again.
Or he's going to come back for the Dolphins again next year.
Oh, my God. Please don't say shit like that.
All
Spinny,
right.
what do you got with your rat bracket here?
All right. Bills, Broncos. I think the Bills take care of business. Broncos aren't quite there yet, maybe a year away. Ravens, Dolphins. I don't trust Tua. And as many miscues as Lamar's had in the playoffs, I think they finally get it done against an inexperienced quarterback. Chargers, Colts. I think it's finally the year Herbert makes the decisions he needs to make and gets it done. Chiefs, Chargers. People are overestimating the rest of the AFC East and underestimating the Chiefs. I really do believe that. Chiefs win that one. Ravens, Bills, clashing of styles here. I think Josh Allen's out there to prove something this year. And then we get Chiefs, Bills, AFC Championship, the game everyone wants. And I think it's a revenge game here, or not a revenge game. It's another masterpiece by Mahomes showing why he's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Chiefs, AFC Championship. NFC side. I think the Vikings get a tough matchup with the Rams. I think the Rams take it. Better coaching, better quarterback. It's tough looks. I wish I could say something different. Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles, home field advantage. And I think the Cowboys always choke, so I think there's going to follow that pattern in the playoffs. Packers, Niners. I think the Niners are going to be better this year, and the Packers couldn't win against the Niners last year with Devontae at home, so I just don't see how they're going to beat them at the Niners. Niners, Eagles, playoff experience, playoff coaching experience. Shanahan much over Nick Sirianni, and I think by this point Lance and Hurts will be on the same level. Bucks, Rams, just like you said, Tom revenge game. Back to the NFC Championship where he's got the Niners again. I think he lights up his hometown fandom team, and we got a Bucks Chiefs repeat of 2 years ago. And on the revenge game theme, Patrick Mahomes gets it done, wins the Super Bowl, and beats Tom. He beats the GOAT. I will not be rooting for this. I really hope Tom gets another one.
I would not be rooting for this.
Eight on the Ocho. But I think the Chiefs are way underrated this year, and people are sleeping on how much the offensive line matters to Patrick Mahomes. So Chiefs, Bucks, Chiefs over Bucks. Roast me up. All our new subscribers, especially, show us where you're from. Light me up in the comments. Tell me I did good. Whatever you want. We'll try to reply to most that we can and we see, and just keep it constructive and keep it nice, and we'll go from there. Unless it's about Chase, then you can roast them. But
yeah, roast Chase all you want.
Yeah.
I know some of you guys probably got comments from me after seeing my playoff bracket. Spinny, I do want to admit, though, you said it, the matchup we all want. I do want this. I want the Chiefs-Bills AFC Championship. I didn't have that, but I do want that. That would be absolutely amazing. We saw how electric that game was last year. That game was maybe the best game of the playoffs, honestly. And it was, what, a second-round game?
Yes.
Just incredible.
Phenomenal.
And they play each other in regular season this year, so I'm looking forward to that game as well. That's in Kansas City, correct?
So Chiefs, Bills. Buffalo at the Chiefs, week 6, yes.
Week 6. Mark that on your calendars, folks. That's definitely a game to watch.
Agreed.
So that is it. Those are our record predictions and playoff predictions for this season. Now we'll just talk some awards real quick, briefly run through
We
them.
should be getting those records up on socials too soon, so
Yes,
you can keep us accountable for what we said, and we can prove ourselves right or wrong as the season goes on.
absolutely. We'll get a graphic for social media as well for these awards, but for right now, we're just gonna shout them out, briefly talk about them real quick. MVP, Spinny, start us off. What do you got?
Josh Allen, something to prove, going to come out and absolutely ball. This is his coming out, his real coming out party as far as top 3 quarterback. I think he's really going to show that he is that this year.
All facts, I agree. I picked Josh Allen as well. It also makes sense given that I had them going 15-2. So if they're going 15-2, that's because Josh Allen's balling the hell out, like you just said. Offensive Player of the Year.
Duh.
You just rocking with Allen? You expecting that big of a year then?
Oh, what? Come on.
Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
We're in agreement again.
Given what Kupp did last year in that offense, I think J-Jets could even do better. Could be a crazy, crazy year from him.
And here's the thing. I don't think he needs to win the receiving triple crown to win OPOY like Kupp did.
But I think he could win it.
No, I agree. He definitely could win the triple crown, but I think he can win OPOY even without doing it because he's going to have 120 catches, 1,700 yards. Like I'm expecting a monster season from Jefferson this year.
Same
monster. DPOY. This one's pretty interesting. Who do you got?
Micah Parsons.
Ooh,
I think we're gonna have a big show out. Another 10 sack, 10 tackle for loss. Fumble, probably 3 or 4 forced fumbles, couple interception, a defensive touchdown or 2. I think we're gonna get we're gonna see who Micah Parsons is this year, and I think it could be one of those generationally dominant defensive players.
I like that. I did say, man, I don't even know what episode. Long time ago, months ago, I said that Micah Parsons could be a future DPOY. So go back, check it. I'll find it. I'll find the merch and show it to you guys. But that's crazy that you think in year 2 he's about to do it, but he can. He's that talented of a guy for sure. I got Myles Garrett. I think he's gonna just keep improving, just keep dogging. We all know what Myles can do on the sack in regards to sacks and things like that. So I'm kind of concerned given neither of us were very high on the Browns as a team. So that might impact him. But I'm running around with Myles Garrett. I think obviously, your guys like TJ Watt, Aaron Donald will be in contention for this award again. No doubt about it. Those guys are just too talented not to be in contention for this award. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Treylon Burks. I think he's going to get a lot of targets in Tennessee, and I think that he's really the only big receiving threat they have outside of we'll see what Robert Woods still is, but I think he could be one of those rookie standouts and really maybe have 1,000 to 1,100 yards, and might be light in the touchdowns end given Derrick Henry. But I think that the offensive rookie of the year is a little slimmer this year, so he could have a chance to sneak in and win that.
Yes, I agree. The race this year does seem a little slimmer. A guy like Kenny Pickett could easily win the award if he plays a lot. I feel like a quarterback would win the award if he's able to play most of the season and put up semi-decent numbers. But Treylon was actually my second pick. So I like your pick there. I'm running with Breece Hall, actually, to be honest. I think he's going to surprise some people. I know a lot of people think it's going to be a timeshare with Michael Carter for most of the season. But I think as the season goes on, they're going to be terrible. I think they know Breece Hall's their running back for the future. He's just going to continue to get more and more touches as the season goes on. And he's a dual threat. He's going to be able to catch passes out of the backfield as well. So I think we're looking at a couple hundred receiving yards, maybe 300-400 receiving yards to go along with probably just about 1,000 yards rushing. And in a slim Rookie of the Year race, that would be enough to get it done, I think. So I do like your pick, though. Treylon is my second option. Defensive Rookie of the Year. This one was kind of tough for me.
Aiden Hutchinson, NFC North love.
Okay.
I think we're going to get 8.5 to 12.5 sacks out of him. Could really show what he is. And I think he's pro ready, right? His upside might not be as big as some of the other guys, the Thibodeau type guys or Trayvon Walker, but I think he's ready to go right away and could be very impactful in the pass rush, essentially right off the bat.
Again, you took my second option. I'm running with Trayvon, though. Pretty much same reasons as you. He's looking at probably about 10 or so sacks, and he's just a monster in the middle. Some of the videos I saw from training camp of him just absolutely pushing linemen around was insane. So I love Trayvon Walker. I think he's going to have a huge season for the Jags this year. Comeback player of the year. Who do you got?
Baker Mayfield. This is something that went a little bit against my record prediction that I had. Like I said, I didn't love where Carolina ended up on my list, and I thought they could be higher. And I think this is a world where they are higher, and Baker really shows people why he was the number one pick. He was productive in Cleveland for 2 out of the 5 seasons, made the playoffs. He had some injuries last year. I don't know. I don't think a number one pick has ever done as well with the trash franchise as Baker did and got traded after his 4th year. So I think he's going to go out and show people why he's still good.
I just think it's hilarious how we just absolutely ream the Browns on this podcast all the time.
They suck.
We just always call them trash, and they are a trash franchise. It's pathetic. What do you think a quarterback has to do to win comeback? Like, he's got to put up some pretty good numbers, though, right?
Decent numbers, but I think he could do 3,500 yards and upper 20s in touchdowns and around 10 interceptions. I think that could get it for him.
That's probably good enough, yeah.
Especially if the Panthers are like a 9-8, 10-7 frisky team. Then I think that could really happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. My comeback player of the year, since I was, high on them to win the AFC South, Derrick Henry. I think he's going to be a monster this year. He had almost 1,000 yards in 8 games last year, like 937 or something like that, with like 8 touchdowns. So he was on a ridiculous pace last year. I think he will be on the same ridiculous pace this year as they just continue to feed him left and right. So yeah, Derrick Henry will be my comeback player of the year. I think he'll probably be flirting with 1,400 plus yards, I imagine. So 1,400 plus yards, 10 touchdowns.
I like that with the coming off injury thing. I just don't know if Derrick Henry was ever not, like you said, he still had 800 yards in 10 games last year. So
right.
Never bad enough to qualify. I don't know, but I like that pick from the coming back from injury perspective.
Right. Coach of the year, who do you got?
Nick Sirianni. Big improvement for the Eagles. If they go 12-5 and win the division as the 3 seed, I think as a young coach with an unproven quarterback coming into the year, that could be an absolute win for him.
That's good. I like that. That's not who I expected you to say, but I like that prediction. I'm running with Sean McDermott. I have to. I feel like I had them going 15-2. Bills coach, for those that don't know. If you're able to go 15-2 and that loaded of an AFC, you deserve to be coach of the year. We know what he's able to do, both offensive and defensive. He's a very, very versatile coach. The question is Dabble. We know Dabble left, went to the Giants. So that'll be interesting to see if that, shakes up the offense at all. But I don't think it will. So I'm going to give coach of the year.
With the amount that Allen should throw. I hope they don't go back to more running because I think that would be a mistake.
I agree, actually. That would be a mistake. Well, that is it, folks. Those are our NFL predictions for the season. Let us know, like we said, let us know in the comments, DM us, whatever you want. Let us know what you think. Give us your predictions, too. We want to hear your guys' thoughts as well.
And
go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you watched our fantasy football podcast episode, please check this one out as well. More football content we wanted to put out for you right away. Yeah, please check it out and subscribe and like the page up, please, especially if you like the videos. It helps us be able to make more videos and such like that. So give us your feedback and like us and subscribe to us if you like what we got. Otherwise, give us your feedback as why you didn't like it.
Facts. Well, we're just going to do quick Q&A now to wrap up episode 27, and we'll get y'all on our way. Farbrook, as usual, provided us with a great question here. Spinny, your dream sports vacation.
Sports vacation?
Dream sports vacation. It can be whatever the hell you want. He said completely open-ended, just got to involve sports in some way.
Man.
Here, you think I got an answer.
Okay.
I'm going to run with March Madness. I think if you centered the whole month around it, that would be lit. You take weekend trips to different regions. I would say you hit the Midwest region for the first round and the second round, technically, since the same weekend. Then you go to the West region for the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. I think that would be sweet to catch every single round of the March Madness. And then obviously you go to the Final Four and the championship game as well. So that'd be a nice, 4-weekend stretch there. I think that'd be really fun to do, especially if you get a bunch of friends to go with you.
I think for me, it'd be the Olympics. A nice little 2-week vacay at the Olympics, going to a bunch of stuff, going to a cool foreign city. I want it in somewhere awesome and just exploring the country there, which I love to do overall. And then you get some awesome, the best athletes from around the world in their sports all there as well, and get to check out that awesome, cool stuff. So I think a summer Olympics in a cool city would be my number one sports vacation.
I like it. I thought about the Olympics as well. You want summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
If you're going on vacation, it's got to be in the summer, right?
Oh, yeah. Like a summer in Europe or Australia or the Far East, anything like that. Tokyo would have been nuts. A lot of cool places around the world that could have been crazy to go to.
All right. That is episode 27. Hardies and Hardos, we thank you once again for tuning in, and we'll be coming out with a lot more content. Let's just say it that we are still working on some structuring and stuff here, so be on the lookout on our social medias for announcements and things like that, because we're going to be dropping a lot more content during this football season. So you got anything to say about that, Spinny?
No. I hope we got some really cool things in the works that could be really, really fun. I know I'm hyping y'all up to give you nothing.
Right.
That's kind of what this is about. So hype all you up to give you nothing. In the next couple weeks, we should have some really fun announcements as to what our fall is going to look like.
All facts. Well, appreciate y'all. We will catch you guys next week.
Hug your friends and family.